Have you ever realized during the middle of a match that your aim just wasn't as consistent compared to when you started? You're no longer as precise and you have this tingling sensation in some of your fingers. There are several factors that can lead to this, but the most common is due to muscle fatigue. But how is it possible? Normally muscles will strengthen over time as you use it more and more, so how come you're already tired after 20 minutes of playing even though you've been gaming for years? Well, it could be time to look at your grip now, more specifically how hard you're holding your mouse. Putting too much pressure, aka death gripping, could lead to not only a performance drop over time, but can also lead to health problems concerning your hand, your wrist, and your forearm. But we need to first understand why we do it. Death gripping most of the time is involuntary. It's actually more accurate to say that when faced with certain situations, it's more natural and likely that you will grip your mouse tighter as it generates feelings of increased precision and speed. When people get into intense situations, it can induce anxiety and stress on the individual. The moment you feel stressed, your brain will automatically contract your muscles as a preventative measure, bracing yourself for what you fear might happen. If we were to put this into a gaming perspective, this could be you peeking an enemy or holding for an enemy that's about to peek you. This anticipation of an enemy being in your line of sight can trigger stress, and you will naturally grip your mouse tighter so your hand can instantly react to what might pop up on the screen. While it is true that speed and precision can be temporarily acquired by tensing your muscles, it comes at a risk of overusing muscles very easily. This is more likely if you are using a grip that is heavily skewed towards using certain muscle groups predominantly, like a fingertip grip. This can not only affect just the muscles in your hand, but can also bleed into your forearm, as muscles like the FDP and the FPL are responsible for majority of your strength that helps you grip things. This is better demonstrated when you do any bodybuilding exercise. There's a method that people will use to generate faster muscle fatigue, which will then promote better muscle growth when paired with nutrition and sleep. It involves holding the contraction of the muscle for a short period of time each rep. For example, if you were doing a bicep curl, you curl the weight up and you would feel the contraction, aka the tension at the top of the movement. From there, you just hold for a couple of seconds and then lower the weight slowly. The purpose of this is to make your muscles tired with less reps. Now, in the same sense, if you were to put a lot of tension and death grip it while aiming, your muscles would definitely fatigue a lot quicker. This is the opposite of what we want, as the longer we can grip and aim precisely with the mouse, the better. So what is the problem? If we know that death gripping is bad, how can we fix it? There's really only one solution that is long-term realistically. Sure, you can change your grip to a more comfortable one like palming your mouse and it will help alleviate some tension under pressure, but that is more of a band-aid fix. You have to treat this as a habitual problem, which it is, as you're unconsciously doing it. In order to fully remove a habit that takes time, you have to be mindful of what you're trying to achieve here. In my experience, you're going to have a bad time if you continue your daily routine while fixing the issue, as you're bound to die a lot or maybe even lose some ranked games. So in the first couple of days, you should completely remove the consequences while being mindful of loosening your grip. It could be doing it in aim trainers or death matches, casual modes, or playing another FPS title entirely. This is so you can completely focus on how hard you're gripping your mouse. The moment you feel yourself death gripping, you need to tell yourself to loosen it up. This is so that you can train your brain that too much pressure is a negative thing, and over time your brain will basically tell itself to stop doing the habit you actively try to stop it from doing and instead do what you were encouraging it to do. In this case, grip the mouse lighter. When neural pathways leading to a habit stop being active, your brain basically stops using it until you practice the habit again. Lastly, we need to establish how loose is too loose. You might think that there's no such thing as having too loose of a grip because the lighter you are to grip it, the better, and if you've tried searching it up before, you would come across some AIM community posts that also support this. The leading theory is that you should think of your mouse as an egg, really fragile to the touch, so you have to treat it with care, and that should help you figure out how hard you need to grip. But I disagree with the statement, as when you hold something fragile, you're not expected to do anything with it, you just need to hold it and keep it steady. When you incorporate some movement into it, the chances of that egg slipping out of your hand is not negligible, hence you should instead think of gripping your mouse how you would grip your pen. Imagine you're writing an essay of 1500 words in an hour. You would have to write non-stop, assuming you have to think about the topic and all that. Now, if you grip your pen too hard, you're going to get tired really easily and the amount of words you can write slows down dramatically. If your grip is too loose, you risk your pen slipping around, but also your handwriting is going to suck. In an aiming standpoint, gripping too loose would make you less precise. Despite what people might tell you that you can train it to be more precise with a loose grip, if you've learnt any motor skills in the past like an instrument or a sport like tennis and golf, teachers will always tell you to have a firm grip. It might take some effort as habits do need time to change, but anyone can change it. You just need to actively tell your brain what to do. Take care and have fun gaming, lads.